welcome back to my channel. I am Monique from Special Occasions by Design, and today we're going to talk about vases. Now this video is part one of a two-part series that will discuss vases, but also artificial floral arrangements. So be sure to check out part two, that's linked above, but also down below in the description box. Now let's get a couple things out there. It's very obvious from this wide array on my table that vases come in various sizes and shapes. So we all know that. We also know that vases also come in varying price ranges. But did you know that there are some vases that cost $1 or less? Well, let's talk about those. Now, a lot of these vases, all the ones that I'm pulling out, you can find at your local Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is actually a great place to get vases. So we'll have this one that's kind of cylindrical. And some very popular ones are going to be these cylinder vases that come in, I believe it's 7.5 inch and 9.5 inches. Now these are commonly used during weddings. You simply fill it with water and you can float a candle inside. Oops. Now if you have not had the chance to check out my video about painting these vases, be sure to check those out. I also linked it above and also down below in the description box. Some other very popular Dollar Tree vases are these small ones. But recently I started coming across these Potbelly vases. And there are 4 kinds of these Potbelly vases. So that was 2. We also have this one. This one's a little bit foggy. You can see the opening here and its shape. And then we have this one. And this is one of the more popular ones. They also have some that have ridges around the side. I'll leave this up here for a moment. Now also at Dollar Tree you can find some additional vases like this, kind of cylindrical. But you'll also find these. These are seasonal. So grab them when you can. I think they're out now because it's summertime. And they come in a lot of colors. I just had a mermaid party, so I decided to grab turquoise and purple. These you generally find in the fall when they put out their little Halloween section. You'll find these. And I think these are always there. Now, quick tip. When I go to Dollar Tree, I don't just look for the vases that's on the shelf. I also look at the vases that are still boxed. And that is only because if I buy that entire case, they're separated by some cardboard inserts, and those are good for storage. So pro tip. Now on here, I also have these, which are very popular. But I also added this piece here, and we'll talk a little bit more about this later on. Now this is probably one of my all-time favorite pieces from Dollar Tree, and it's just the vase but I added some yarn, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So those are all the ones that I got from Dollar Tree. Now, a lot of people tend to think, hey, so I have an event, I'm trying to be very low budget, so I'm just gonna go to Dollar Tree and grab vases. Wow. Now, as I just showed you, Dollar Tree obviously has a wonderful selection of vases. But there's some other places that you can go to. So these here I recently found at Target in their dollar section. Right when you walk into the store, there's a little dollar spot. And these are $1. And they had a lot. But I tend to buy my vases in clusters. So I'll buy 8 of each kind, 10 or 12. So if they don't have that full amount, unless I'm gonna go to a lot of other Targets, I try to just get 8. If they don't have 8 at minimum, then I won't get it at all. Now these are seasonal. They're Bright Ideas, $5.99 from Joanns. Now, I am a big time couponer and I love to save a buck, so I didn't pay $5.99 for these. I actually got these on a weekend where there were coupons for 60% off, 50 or 60% off, I don't remember, and an additional 25% off. But I'm actually heading back there in about a week or two because right now Joanns has all of these. Like, as I mentioned before, these were seasonal. I believe they were either spring or summer. I'm gonna go with spring, but they were seasonal, and now they are marked down to, I believe, $1.99. So be sure to check out Joanns, and usually try to catch them seasonally. So at the end of spring, going into summer, you want to go because they're going to have a lot of spring items clearance down. And then at the end of spring, at the end of summer, you also want to go again and grab those items. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on the ground. All right, now another popular kind of vases for centerpieces are gonna be these, which are mason jars. And I grabbed a few. Now everybody knows what a plain mason jar looks like, but you also have mason jars that are, just a little bit closer so you can see. These are glitter, and I purchased these that way only because they were clearance down. But you also have some that are spray painted with that kind of glitter sparkly paint. But what I want you to also see, I have another one here, this might be better for the example, is that mason jars not only come in different heights and widths and shapes, as you can notice here, but you also want to pay attention to the opening on top. All right, so we just talked about choosing the place to buy your vases. Let's go ahead now and talk about not just the pricing of these, but what other factor do you need to consider when you pick a vase? One, I would say you need to think about your theme. Are you having a rustic theme? Are you having something that's more glam? Are you having a theme based on maybe for a baby shower, so you want hints of pink, or whatever your theme is. But keep that in mind, the theme, the color, and the tone that you're trying to set in your event, and use that to pick your vase. Don't go straight into, oh, these are $1 or these are 50 cents. Let me go ahead and pick it. And then it doesn't quite fit into what you're trying to achieve. I know another thing you also need to think about is, so let's just run with, I'm having a rustic theme party and I want something that I can make more rustic, since a lot of these vases either come, as I showed you, painted or plain, but you want to go ahead and change your vase, and that's absolutely fine. I'm going to show you how to do a few things in just a second. But while you're thinking about that, you want to think about, what am I going to put these vases on? You know, what kind of table? Am I going to put it on a square, rectangular, 6-foot, 8-foot table? Am I going to put it on a round table? On that table, am I only going to have my vase in the center? Or am I going to have it along the table, down the center of it? Or is it just going to be the vase? And that's fine. Or are you going to have charger plates, favors, glasses, cups, and all those things add to the area that you have on your table. So choosing the right centerpiece will balance how much space you're able to use. So keep that in mind. Now, we just said we want to think about how much space we have on the table. So let's go ahead and put some measurements out there. So a standard table is, I believe, either 29 or 30 inches tall. So let's think about that. 29 or 30 inches tall. Now on the top of the table is also 29 to 30 inches wide. So that's 29 to 30 inches wide. Now a standard charger plate, once you're placing that on a table, and let's think now just about a 6-foot table. 6-foot table typically can hold 3 chairs comfortably on one side and possibly 2 on the ends. So it can seat up to 8. So for our party, let's go ahead and say we are gonna seat 6 people. Now I wanna use charger plates. So using the charger plates, that already eliminates a lot of the space, leaving me with possibly a 10-inch area in the center, down the entire center, to place my decor. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose. And if I decided to, let me try to get this one out. If I decided to go with this one, you can see here that this is about, I'm gonna say 6 to 7 inches wide. So if I place that in the center of the table, along with my charger plates, it eliminates a lot of space. So you want to consider, is that a good use of your table space? Quite possibly it could be, if this is the only thing that you're using, and maybe it doesn't quite matter if you have a lot of area left in the middle, because you're not gonna put glasses as well on there. You're just gonna have silverware, charger plates, napkins. So it's fine. Now, if you decided instead, because we're sticking with this rustic party, to go with these, and you place that in the center, and we're still saying that we're using chargers on this table. So we have chargers along each side, 6 to seat our 6 guests. And we're using just one centerpiece. Now, just one centerpiece in the center of the table, it might not be quite enough. Now, it depends on what you're trying to achieve from your tablescape. If you choose to go with just one vase, that might be okay too, but just know that you're able to use several vases along the length of that 6-foot table. Now the length of that table is 60 inches. So you also want to consider, I have 6 charger plates, 3 on each side, 60 inches long. How many vases do I want to add? And you can add 2, 3, 4. You can put them so close together that you can't see breaks in the table, and that's fine. What I'm trying to say is here, you always want to consider the layout of your table and what you're really trying to achieve when you're trying to pick a vase. All right, so the next thing I'm going to talk about really quickly is how to change up these vases. Now you decided we're still going to stick with this rustic theme, and I told you I bought this from Dollar Tree, and it's just a plain vase, let's say like this one, and I simply use some twine that I have here. So I just used some twine and I just wrapped it around with some glue. So I'm just gonna grab this glue gun just to show you. I just put a little bit to start. I simply wrap it around, pull it a little, and I don't glue it the entire portion of the way. I just pull a little and glue, hold it down, and keep going around. Now, this twine, I believe, also came from Dollar Tree. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this piece off. And you'll see here, this twine also came from Dollar Tree, and it is very thin. So if you wanted to achieve this, you can always use bigger twine, and it'll let you go a lot faster and give you neater separations. But I like that this was a little bit fuzzy, and I also used a brush to frizz it up a little bit. That's just one way you can jazz up these vases. Now I already said another way to jazz up some of these vases is to paint and bake them. And I stress bake them because baking these vases will actually keep it from having the paint chipped off if you want that smooth finish, permanent finish. You want to go ahead and bake it. And again, that video is linked up here and down below in the description box, so check that out. Now another way, and I wanted to save this, is to add rhinestone wrap. Now rhinestone wrap you can also get at Dollar Tree, and I'll show you here. And this is 6 feet. And this also comes in various sizes. Now I typically like to use the exact length of whatever I buy because I don't like the look when you join it together. So you simply will put it around the vase, add a little glue, wrap it around, and I would add glue in at least 3 places, and then you'd get that finished look. So another thing that I like to do with these vases, and I'll show you using this one, is I like to use colored water. And you can always get food coloring from the Dollar Tree. And just be careful. You want to start off with counting your drops. So I'm going to go with 2 drops of yellow. 1, 2. And I add that first prior to adding the water because it helps me with the mixture. So I like that shade that it's actually giving me, so I'm going to stick with that. That's one thing next thing that I do to kind of jazz up the vase. Instead of using just water, I just add a little bit of food coloring, as you see here, and it gives you a different look. So my last tip with vases is how to remove these stickers. Now, one thing that I do not like seeing when I go to an event is a vase simply placed on the table and you can see the bottom with the sticker showing. It doesn't take long to get the sticker off. It really doesn't. So I urge you, remove your stickers, the price stickers. Just take it off. Now I'll show you here. Now I already went ahead and set this, and this is just water. So just a bowl of water. And you can use a plate, doesn't matter. I like to put a few of them, have like 3 or 4 plates going, stick it in, and within a few minutes of sticking it in, you can easily peel it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit for a little bit longer, just so we can go ahead and get that off. I'll move these. All right, so while that's sitting, we're just gonna recap. So far we discussed where to buy vases, the prices of vases. We also discussed choosing the correct vase for your event. We also discussed choosing the correct vase for your table size and what you're trying to achieve. So if you found this video helpful, please like, comment below. Let me know if you have any questions or tips for me to go ahead and make this channel better. I am here to help you. So this is still not ready. I'm just gonna let it sit for just another second, but I'm gonna show you because I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. But you simply, and it doesn't leave any glue residue, and that's the trick with doing this. Typically, if it sits for about 2 to 3 minutes, you can easily peel it off, but you see here that it's still coming off pretty easily. And there's no glue left behind. So, those are my tips, and that's all I have today to discuss with you about vases. As I said before, this is part 1. Be sure to check out part 2 when we discuss artificial florals. Thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, please take some time to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you can get updates when I add a new video.